Just 1 spoon before bed. Stops nighttime urination while you sleep. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with that familiar pressure, the quiet signal from your bladder telling you it's time to get up again? You slip out of bed, careful not to disturb your partner, and slowly walk toward the bathroom in the dark. Maybe it's the second time tonight, maybe the third. And by morning, instead of feeling rested, you feel foggy tired and just a little worn down. For many people over 60, this routine has become so common they start to believe it's simply a normal part of aging. But what if that belief isn't entirely true? You see, frequent nighttime urination isn't always caused by age alone. In fact, many times it comes from small daily habits, what we eat, drink, or do before sleep, that quietly disrupt the bladder's natural rhythm. The encouraging news is that these habits can be gently adjusted, and for many seniors that shift begins with something surprisingly simple, just 1 spoon taken at the right time before bed. In today's video, I'll show you a natural nighttime remedy that has helped older adults sleep longer, wake up less often, and rise in the morning feeling more refreshed. It's safe, calming, and already sitting in your kitchen. Stay with me because what you learn today might help you reclaim the quiet nights your body has been asking for. First, let's explore what causes nocturia. Why older people wake up to pee. As we get older, many changes happen quietly inside the body. One of the most important involves a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone tells your kidneys to slow down urine production while you sleep, so your bladder doesn't fill up too quickly during the night. But after the age of 60, the body starts making less of this hormone. That means your kidneys may keep working at full speed even when the rest of your body is trying to rest. At the same time, the way your kidneys filter fluids also begins to change. During the day, they may slow down a bit, but at night, instead of resting, they stay active. This causes your bladder to fill faster than it used to, even if you're not drinking more water than before. What once felt like a full night's sleep now gets interrupted, not because of age alone, but because your internal rhythm has shifted in ways no one ever warned you about. But that's only part of the story. The bladder itself also becomes more sensitive with time. In younger years, the bladder might wait until it's mostly full before sending a strong urge to pee. But in older adults, even a small amount of urine, sometimes just a few ounces, can trigger that same urgent feeling. It's not that your bladder is broken, it's that the nerves around it have become more alert and more easily activated. Let me tell you about Jack, a retired railroad worker in Boston, now 71. He used to sleep well regardless of noise rain or even the cold of winter, but in recent years he started waking 2 or 3 times each night to urinate. At first he blamed old age, then blamed the cold weather, and even gave up his evening cup of tea. But nothing changed. It wasn't until we explained how the bladder nerves become more sensitive after 60 that he realized his body wasn't failing. It was simply asking for a new rhythm, a softer way to be cared for. Once he understood that, he stopped blaming himself and started listening more gently to what his body needed. And that for many seniors is the first real step toward better sleep. Now you know, nocturia isn't just about getting older. It's your body's response to subtle changes inside. But if it continues, the cost is much greater than just a lack of sleep. Let's find out how sleepless nights really affect your heart, your mind, and your safety. The hidden dangers of broken sleep. Waking up once or twice a night might not feel like a serious problem, but over time, these small interruptions begin to take a quiet toll on your health. One of the first areas affected is your heart. You see, during deep sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops, giving your heart time to slow down, repair, and rest. But when your sleep is broken again and again, your body stays alert, and that natural drop in pressure never happens the way it should. This means your heart is working harder through the night than it's supposed to. And if that continues night after night, your risk of high blood pressure, stroke, and even heart attack quietly increases. You may not feel pain. You may not notice warning signs. But inside your body, the wear and tear builds over time. What seems like a harmless bathroom trip can in truth be a warning that your heart isn't getting the recovery it needs. And it's not just your heart. Your brain also needs uninterrupted sleep to stay clear and sharp. During deep rest, your brain flushes out waste proteins, especially one called amyloid. This protein tends to build up in older adults and is strongly linked to memory decline and dementia. But when your sleep is constantly interrupted, your brain can't complete this cleanup process. Over time, that leaves behind fogginess, slower thinking, and forgetfulness during the day. If you've been misplacing your glasses more often, struggling to find words, or feeling mentally slower, don't be too quick to blame age. Often, it's not that your brain is getting weaker, it's just tired from never getting the rest it truly needs. That's why improving sleep doesn't just make you feel better, it helps protect your memory and mental clarity too. Now let's talk about something even more immediate, the risk of falling during those nighttime trips to the bathroom. When you wake up half asleep, your coordination is off, your balance isn't steady, and your reaction time is slower. That combination makes the dark hallway or cold bathroom a dangerous place. Let me tell you about Carol, a retired school teacher from Ohio who used to wake up twice every night. One evening, she got up too fast, dizzy and unsteady, and missed a step on her way to the bathroom. She fell hard onto the hardwood floor, breaking her hip. What followed was a long hospital stay and weeks of physical therapy. But the hardest part for her wasn't the pain, it was losing her confidence to move around freely in her own home. This is why taking care of your nighttime routine is not just about comfort, it's about safety, memory, and heart health. When you reduce how often you wake up to pee, you're doing something much bigger than just sleeping better. You're giving your entire body the chance to heal, to rest deeply, and to protect the freedom and clarity you've spent a lifetime building. So now we understand how broken sleep affects more than just how you feel in the morning. It touches your heart, your memory, even your balance. But what if something as simple as what you eat after sunset is quietly making things worse? Let's take a closer look. Foods that secretly disturb sleep. Most people think nighttime urination is only about how much water they drink. But very few realize that what you eat, especially after sunset, can quietly affect how often your bladder wakes you at night. Certain foods may seem light or healthy, but in an aging body, they can do more harm than good. Take raw cucumber, fresh tomato, pineapple, or even a bowl of thin, watery soup. These may feel refreshing, but after the age of 60, they often work against your bladder. That's because these foods either contain too much water, too much acid, or both. And after sunset, when digestion slows and the bladder becomes more sensitive, they can increase pressure inside your urinary system without warning. The result: more frequent urges to pee during the night, even if your bladder isn't truly full. You see, when you eat foods that are naturally acidic or full of liquid, your urine becomes slightly more acidic too. In younger people, that's rarely a problem. But in older adults, the lining of the bladder can become thin and delicate. Acidic urine can irritate it, sending false signals to your brain telling you to wake up and go, even when there's very little urine inside. It's like a fire alarm going off just from steam in the kitchen. The bladder becomes jumpy, overreacting to every small trigger. Let me tell you about Marilyn, a soft-spoken widow from Arizona, age 69. For years, she ended her day with a light tomato soup and a few slices of pineapple, thinking it was easy to digest. But every night, like clockwork, she would wake up at 1 a.m. and again around 4, feeling restless and drained. She tried drinking less water, skipping tea, and even adjusting her sleep schedule, but nothing helped. When she finally learned how acidic foods were affecting her bladder lining, she made one small switch. She replaced her soup with lightly steamed zucchini and skipped the soup after sunset. Within 1 week, she was waking only once. After 2 weeks, she was sleeping 5 to 6 hours without interruption. She told me, "I never imagined something so simple could make such a difference." That's the quiet power of food. It doesn't just feed the body, it sends messages. And what you eat after sunset tells your body whether to rest or stay on high alert. One spoon that calms the body. Now that we've seen how certain foods can quietly disturb your nights, let's shift toward a solution that's just as quiet but far more healing. In some parts of India, many elders are turning to a natural homemade spoon remedy before bed. It's not a pill, it's not a sleep aid, it's a habit small, safe, and deeply calming to the body. This evening mix is made with just a few humble ingredients: pure honey-roasted fenugreek seed powder and a pinch of either turmeric or ajwain. You don't need special tools or fancy supplements. These are ingredients you may already have in your kitchen, but when taken together in the right amount and at the right time, they can gently reduce nighttime urination and help restore deeper sleep. Let me tell you about Charles, a retired postmaster from Minnesota, age 72. For over a year, he struggled to sleep more than 3 hours at a time. He blamed old age, then his medications, and finally gave up trying to fix it. But during a visit with his daughter who had studied Ayurvedic cooking, he learned about this simple spoon remedy. With her help, he started taking it each night just 30 minutes before bed. Within days, he began to notice the change. He still woke up once, but he fell back asleep faster. After 2 weeks, he was sleeping for 5 hours straight without interruption. I thought I was just getting old, he told me, but my body just needed something softer. So, how does this remedy work? Each ingredient plays a quiet, powerful role. Honey helps calm the nervous system and coats the bladder lining, which can reduce irritation during sleep. Unlike sugary snacks, it stabilizes your blood sugar and doesn't cause sudden crashes in the middle of the night. Fenugreek, or methi, is packed with a natural compound called diosgenin, which has gentle anti-inflammatory properties. When roasted and powdered, it supports the urinary tract and soothes the digestive system, both of which are often linked to nighttime discomfort. Turmeric, on the other hand, helps balance hormone activity and relaxes the pelvic muscles. If you prefer ajwain, it supports digestion and helps reduce bloating, which can also relieve pressure on the bladder. This one spoon doesn't force your body to sleep, it invites it to rest. It works with your rhythm, not against it. And for many seniors, that's exactly the kind of care the body responds to best. How to prepare the remedy. The beauty of this spoon remedy is not just in how it works, but in how simple it is to prepare. You don't need any fancy equipment or hard-to-find ingredients. Just a few everyday items and a quiet moment of care before bedtime. That alone can turn this small routine into something meaningful. To begin, use a small ceramic or clay bowl, something that holds warmth but doesn't react with the ingredients. Avoid plastic. Use a steel spoon to measure and mix. First, take fenugreek seeds and dry roast them in a pan for 2 to 3 minutes until they release a gentle aroma and turn slightly golden. Once cooled, grind them into a fine powder using a small blender. Store this powder in a clean, airtight glass jar. It will stay fresh for about 10 days. Each night, about 30 minutes before bed, take half a spoon of pure honey in your bowl. Add 1/4 spoon of the roasted fenugreek powder and then a small pinch of turmeric or ajwain if your digestion is more sensitive. Mix gently without heating. Then eat it slowly, allowing the blend to settle in your mouth before swallowing. One important rule is to avoid drinking water after taking this remedy. Water can dilute the mix and wash it through your system too quickly before it has time to calm the nerves and bladder. If your throat feels dry, rinse your mouth earlier, but try not to sip anything once you've taken the spoon. Giving your body this quiet moment of stillness helps the ingredients do their work more effectively. Now, many elders ask a smart question: what if I have diabetes? In most cases, a small amount of raw honey, especially when taken with fiber-rich fenugreek, has little effect on blood sugar. But everyone's body is different. If you're on insulin or tightly managing your glucose, it's best to check with your doctor first. This remedy works best not just because of what's in it, but because of how and when it's taken. When you prepare it mindfully and give it time to settle, it becomes more than just a remedy. It becomes a small promise to your body. A signal that rest is coming and the night can finally begin to feel peaceful again. Gentle habits to pair with the spoon. While the one-spoon remedy is powerful on its own, its effects can become even more peaceful and long-lasting when paired with a few gentle habits. You see, at this stage of life, the body listens not only to what you take, but also to when you eat, how you rest, and what signals you send it in the evening hours. These small shifts can make a big difference in how well you sleep through the night. One of the most important changes is eating dinner early, ideally before 7 p.m. After the age of 60, digestion begins to slow down, especially in the late evening. When you eat too late, your stomach stays busy while the rest of your body is trying to rest. This can lead to bloating, acidity, and extra pressure on the bladder during the night. Both modern science and traditional systems like Ayurveda agree eating earlier supports better sleep, lighter digestion, and fewer nighttime disturbances. Another habit to consider is reducing your fluid intake after 6:30 p.m. Even a small cup of tea, milk, or juice in the evening can quietly add extra volume to your bladder while you sleep. You may not feel it at first, but around 2 a.m. when your body is least prepared to move, that extra liquid sends you to the bathroom. It's not just about how much you drink, but when you drink it. Try shifting your hydration earlier in the day and notice how your nights begin to feel calmer. Your sleep position also plays a subtle role. Sleeping on your left side with a soft pillow between your knees can help reduce pressure on the bladder and support smoother digestion. This position encourages better circulation to the heart and less strain on the lower back. Many elders who struggle with joint stiffness or bloating have reported feeling more rested after making this one small shift. And here's a habit that might surprise you: going to the bathroom just in case before bed may seem like a smart move, but over time it actually teaches your bladder to empty too early. Instead of waiting for a true urge, your body begins to expect that trip even when it's not needed. This leads to lighter bladder capacity and more frequent waking. Learning to trust your natural signals again can slowly retrain the bladder to hold comfortably through longer stretches of sleep. Let me tell you about Anna, a gentle woman in her early 70s from Oregon. She used to wake up 4 times a night, convinced it was just part of aging. But when she started eating dinner at 6:30, stopped drinking milk after sunset, and paired that change with the spoon remedy, everything shifted. Within a week, she was sleeping 5 hours straight. By the second week, she said her mood had lifted, and even her knee pain felt lighter. "I thought my body had given up on me," she said, "but now I realize it just needed better timing." At this stage of life, healing isn't about doing more, it's about doing things more gently, more wisely, and in rhythm with your body. Each small habit becomes a quiet act of self-respect. And when combined, they help your nights feel calmer, your mornings feel lighter, and your spirit feel a little more at ease. So now we've walked through this gentle journey together. You've seen that nighttime urination isn't just a part of aging, it's often a pattern your body has quietly developed without anyone noticing. And those patterns can change. They can soften, they can be rebalanced with small, thoughtful habits. This is not about strong medicine. It's not about forcing your body into silence. It's about listening, responding, and honoring the quiet wisdom that still lives inside you. Your bladder is not broken. Your body is not failing. It's simply asking for a new rhythm, one that gives it space to rest, time to heal, and permission to sleep deeply once again. That rhythm begins not with fear, but with awareness. And sometimes the very first step is something as simple as 1 spoon taken with care at the right time each night. This remedy is not magic, it's mindfulness. And when paired with gentle habits like early dinners, less evening fluid, and a little more trust in your body's signals, it can become something truly healing. You're not too old to feel better. You're not too far gone to reclaim deeper rest. Your body still listens and still responds when you give it quiet, consistent care. If something in this video touched your heart, I invite you to type the word HOPE in the comments below. That small word can mean a lot to someone else who might be struggling tonight just like you were. And if you know a friend, a spouse, or even someone in your walking group who could benefit from this knowledge, please share this video with them. Let's not keep this comfort to ourselves. Let's pass it forward. And if you'd like more simple, natural guidance each week just like this, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're here to help you stay steady, strong, and supported every step of the way. May your nights be quiet, your steps be steady, and your heart feel rested, just like in your younger days. Sleep well and stay well. We'll meet again soon.